Hello and welcome to TPL. So today's news is about tornado.cash, guys, and we're going to speak about what's been happening around this big subject. Obviously, tornado.cash in certain parts of the world, it's been blocked, or regulations have set in that you need to explain why you want to or why you're using tornado.cash. So you need to give an explanation for that. So it's a very diverse topic, and I think there's a lot of traction. If you guys seen my previous videos on the news channel, you'd notice that I spoke a little bit about it and I touched on it. So today I'm going to go into more detail explaining exactly what is tornado.cash and some of the pros and cons of it, and also what can be done differently, or why are people even using tornado.cash, or if you are one of the users of it and you have an opinion about it, I would love to hear in the comments. Also, guys, use our DMs, and if you want to have a one-to-one meeting with us and explain your version of what you think is happening, we love to do an AMA with you guys. Please put in the comments, give us some of your feedback and DM us. We'll always respond to get some more engagement, to understand exactly what your topics are. And one of you guys will be with us on our next videos as a guest. Okay, so that's up and coming. So right now, tornado.cash is a protocol that allows people to hide the origin and or destination of their cryptocurrency tokens on the Ethereum network. So that's the basic of what tornado.cash is. Now, there's many ERC20 tokens, many ERC20, and I think they're going to be a lot more with this new version of Ethereum that came out, which is much more faster with lower gas fees. So it's going to be a lot more lucrative. Ethereum's, I predict it's going to be a very lucrative opportunity. Now, if you were to say that you received crypto in any way, shape or form, and you wanted to send it somewhere and you didn't want to have a trace. So right now with cryptocurrencies, I've watched a video with Bill Gates. You probably find it in my bio, the link to that. But I wanted to explain to you all about Bill Gates saying that, hey, cryptocurrency is linked to scams, etc., you know, and that's why he's not bullish or bearish on it. Well, to be very frank with you guys, it might be a reality, but on the opposite angle, it is very traceable. So what do I mean? Cryptocurrency, because of its blockchain technology, you actually know what's actually going on from one point to the next. So example, you've got an opportunity to track and trace, which is public knowledge, anywhere on an Etherscan, to find out where the transaction was, where it came from, where it arrived to, how many seconds, and how much was the amount, and how much volume has been sent to that wallet ID. And this is public knowledge. So it's very traceable and trackable. So when you're talking about like on a regulation stance, cryptocurrency is one of the best things that could happen for any regulator, any government officials, any tax officials, anybody that wanted to know where transactions are and traceability. It is so transparent, and so opportunity is so easy for you to understand exactly where the money went and where is it going and where is it coming from and how much was sent. And you don't know who owns the wallet, because obviously it's a wallet ID, but you can find it out depending if it was on an exchange, etc., and if it was public knowledge on Coinbase, etc. They're giving out information and data around their users. But this is how trackable and traceable cryptocurrency is. So what is tornado.cash? Now, tornado.cash, what it does, it takes those transactions that's normally very transparent and very traceable and trackable, and end-to-end users can know exactly where the money is going. And what they do is that they change the cryptocurrency with other cryptocurrencies. Example, they swap it's exactly what it is. It's a tornado of cash, and it just spins it up and raffles it up. And what happens is that when you put in $100, example, you can then take out 100, but the blockchain that you sent in, or the crypto you sent in that was verified on that chain, will not be the same one that you get back or send to another user, example, or another wallet ID. It won't be the same. So it's actually broken transaction. So the end-to-end user capability is actually broken at that point. So regulations and regulators and people that want to track and regulate and track cryptocurrency and mass adoptions, etc., government officials who want to know where money is going are losing traction by using the system. Okay, hence why it's been banned, or regulations or questions have been asked around this token. All right, so that's the first point. The next point, so 9 out of 10 transactions executed with the protocol are not related to hacks. So if you were to think that it was people that are scamming or hacks, or specifically hack related, that meaning someone hacked your wallet, they took your wallet, they took all your crypto out and they put it into Tornado Cash and then gets out of it, 9 out of 10 of them are not that case. So meaning just 10%, all right, or 1/10 of that are only hack related. So every 10 transactions, 1 of them are hack related. 9 of them are just normal people sending money to each other, but don't want the world to know about it, or I don't know what reason they're using it, but 9 out of 10 of them are not, they're not bad at all, okay? Or it's not dangerous. They're just doing normal transactions between people, and they just want to keep it not so transparent so the rest of the world can see it, all right? I would like to know from you guys, what are your thoughts on transparency? Would you guys like to be transparent or not? Would you like the governments to know where your money is going or not know where your money is going? Would you like regulations to screen what you send and when you send it and what you receive, or not know where it's going and what is? I would love to hear what your thoughts are, and which factor would you, and tell me why as well. You know, maybe you got a justified reason on why you think this. I would love to hear from you guys. The next point that I have is that, how does it work? So how does Tornado Cash work? Okay, so Tornado Cash users send cryptocurrency from his or her own wallet to the protocol and then retrieves them in a different direction. So example, you send in X amount of crypto, Ethereum token or ERC20 chain token into this Tornado Cash, and retrieve it in a different direction, meaning you get it in another way, but it will not be the same blockchain code or crypto block that you send to them, because obviously it goes in a tornado and that's it. Right? So that's how it works, and that's the basic principle on what Tornado Cash is, and how does it actually, this protocol, what actually happens with it. So the fourth point on this is, according to Yahoo Finance, in 2021 alone, Tornado Cash was used to hide the trail of $10 billion worth of cryptocurrencies. So even though it's only 1/10 of transactions that are using the protocol are related to hacks, that equates from 2021 to 2022, or according to the year 2021 up to 2021, that was $10 billion worth of cryptocurrency was used to hide the trail. I think this is overall usage. I don't think that it was fraudulent or scamish in any way, shape or form. I believe it was the total transactions used on Tornado Cash, meaning $10 billion worth of transactions or cryptocurrency on Tornado Cash. And why? It's meant to hide your transactions. Example, you didn't want someone to know you were sending money or receiving money, and you hide the transaction doing that. Okay, and $10 billion it's a lot of money, I guess, right? I mean, it's a big amount of money that's been injected into Tornado Cash. The fifth point that we have is that Tornado Cash allows Ethereum transactions to be more private. Now, If you for mass adoption, or if you for decentralized financing or decentralized money, meaning it's not centralized by a bank, which is one of the main reasons why crypto and blockchain is here, or Bitcoin was created, and what it's transacting in and why it's transacting in this manner, is mainly because of this one reason. Because they want to make you want to make your transactions private. If you are up for decentralization, you don't want to be governed by a bank or a country. I know I have a lot of issues with banks. A lot of the time, banks always are regulated, and different parts of the world, when you're sending money or receiving money, whether it be for business or personal, they always want to know data and FATCA and details around it. Where's your money going? Why are you sending the money? What's the reason for it? How much was it? You need to give details and proof of reasons for sending money, like invoices or different means, ways, shapes and forms. And I know cryptocurrency for me has been a great opportunity, because if I've earned my money lawfully and I want to send my money lawfully, I should have the right to send my money anywhere I want, when I want to. Well, try to walk up into your bank, and I'm not sure how much money you've got, but let's say you've got 10 million, 100 million, whatever the case is, and try and move some of that around. Tell them you want to move it to X, Y, and Z, and you will see the amount of red tape you get, the amount of problems you get. They don't allow you to just move money around. It's not the case. But with crypto, you can do it instantaneously. There's no banks that's going to stop you. It might take a little bit of time, not a lot of time, because it's very quicker than the banks are, more times than none, especially for international transactions. And it's not going to get stopped, or you don't have to prove why or where or how. You just have to, if it's your money, you can send it wherever you want to. And I think so that's one of the most lucrative parts for me, that why I got into cryptocurrencies, because going to the bank is just a pain in the backside, especially if we're living in this day and age. It's just terrible walking into a queue, and then you need to give documentation, scan documents, send documents. It's so detrimental. Like, I've got better things to do, and especially living in this era of technology, it should have been more stringent, more quicker. I mean, if you've got my money, you know where the money came from, you know it's lawful, because if a bank's holding your money, you know it's lawful or not, because you know where the money came from. And if I'm sending the money to somewhere else, even if it were to myself, I need to prove documents on why am I sending it, or where did the source come from. I mean, the guys know they know where it came from, because they're the one holding the money. But they want more details around it. Really pain in the backside. So for me, it was one of the major reasons why I got into crypto, and I looked at it as an opportunity, right? For me. On the second hand, a lot of people are using crypto to do things that are not very good. And this is one of the points that Bill Gates made in his interview, which is correct, but the proportion from good to bad is still way below fiat. So example, fiat and normal money that people transact in, the irregularity in scamming people or doing things that are dodgy or not above the table are much higher with normal money than what it's with crypto. So it's not like crypto is some safe haven for people that are trying to do things that are dodgy. In fact, the statistics show you in tornado.cash, only 1 out of 10 transactions are related to hacks. So it's very, very minimal. I mean, you look at in the outside world, cash itself has been linked to so much more terrible things that's happening around the world, right? And I want to speak about something very specific right now. I would like everybody to Google what is money, or how does money work. Well, cash and money or any currency in the world, the value it used to be valued, or the value used to come from gold, meaning it was backed by gold. Right now, the value is not backed by gold. So when Bill Gates said fool's theory, when he said fool's theory, meaning that people that think that something is worth more than the other, and that's why you give it its value, that's one part of what fool's theory is. And for you to say that, then I would say the same thing about money, because money is only, the value of money is only determined by the two people that are exchanging it, where you find more value in that money, or the value is given on what you determine that value to be, meaning that you think that is worth that much, and that's why you would get goods or services for the amount that of that paper. But it's only for the person on the other end to think that it's that value, meaning that if the other person doesn't think that value is worth that much, then that paper that you've got is just paper. There's no value to it. It needs two parties to believe that that is worth that price and worth that much for them to exchange services or goods or whatever you want on that, where I exchange a piece of money for that. So money is not worth anything. If you would think about it, it's exactly the same as fool's theory, because if I exchange money with you with, if I give you my banknote and I say it's worth this much and you don't believe it, then that piece of paper is not worth anything. Now, crypto on the other hand is exactly the same, because people give it a form of value, but it's also based on supply and demand. So, whereas crypto is being reduced and burned, and lots of wallets get lost, and we can't access some of the crypto. Money, on the other hand, is being printed on mass proportions, meaning people have been printing money for years and years and years, and we've seen inflation go up and up and up. The price of a loaf of bread now and what it was 10 years ago is massive difference, right? I mean, it's right now with the war in Europe, etc. Petroleum is going through the roof. Everything's going up and up and up in value. So that being said, you can understand the value of money it's only determined by the users, meaning that if I believe it's worth that much and you believe that's worth that much, and you transact in it, meaning you give me your services or goods or anything, and you believe it's worth that much, then that's what it is between the two parties. And it's not governed by a country, it's not governed by inflation, meaning that if there is a war, it's not going to go down in value because it's not governed by a country or anything like that. So that's the other point of why I believe cryptocurrency is an amazing opportunity, and why I get into it, because that's why I believe it's very lucrative as well, because it's not governed by a country, it's not losing, it's not depreciating in value. It's a great asset class. People compare it to a commodity like gold. A lot of individuals in the financial assets want to put it as a commodity or list it underneath the commodity as well. So back to the point of Tornado Cash, guys. Tornado Cash obviously allows Ethereum transactions to be more private. That's great for Ethereum users, for people that are looking for decentralization and want to be decentralized and want to have control over their money and privacy over their lives, meaning that we're tired of selling our data for nothing. How much we've got. If you've ever got a call from an insurance broker or got a call from the bank saying, hey, would you like to get a fixed deposit back? And I know you guys have all got calls or messages or emails and email marketing on that. Hey, you've got money in your bank, let's put it into one of these investment opportunities, because they know how much you've got in the bank. Well, that for me is data privacy and a break of my data privacy. And for them to market me in that way, I don't find it very good. So I love the idea of your privacy, to have your privacy. Now, Tornado Cash allows Ethereum transactions to be more private, so they can have more privacy. Okay, so this is one of the pros and cons of Tornado Cash. And last but not least, we've got Tornado Cash is designed in such a way that it cannot be censored. It does not require permission. So it cannot be censored and it does not require permissions, meaning that it works on a code, an algorithm, and that's all it knows. It doesn't know anything better than that. It cannot be breached, meaning in a way that people can monitor it, etc. And it doesn't need someone to give it an agree or accept command. It does it automatically. So amazing, amazing opportunity. I'm not sure. I'd like to flip the switch right now and be realistic as well, because I know there are a lot of you guys probably thinking about this. Do you think that tornado.cash is helping people that are scammers? What do you think? I would say yes. It probably does have an element of that. Obviously, 1 out of 10 people. Do you think that it's a bad thing or a good thing? I would say I'm not neither here nor there. I'll plead the fifth. Why? Because anything can be good or bad in the wrong hands. Meaning that if you are very clean and everything's above board and you're not doing anything dodgy or something dangerous or not illegal in a sense, then, and you want to keep your privacy and your data protection, and you don't want people to know what you're doing and how you're doing it, then obviously something like tornado.cash makes sense. I think the whole world's is tired of data being sold, because right now the most expensive commodity is your data. Everybody knows that. If you've noticed on Google searches and you talk about something or you click on something and then you search something and you just get loads and loads of adverts around that subject matter, right? Why? Because obviously your data has been used for marketing purposes and AI marketing in a sense. So it's for data protection, it's crazy, right? So I think something like tornado.cash is a positive and can also be a negative in the wrong hands. So that was my whole chat about tornado.cash. It's been a long one, and I would love to hear from you guys. Please, if you guys think alternatively to anything that I've stated, write it in the DMs. Let's get on a call. Let's do this live with you and an AMA or something like that. And I want to hear from your side what you guys think about it. Would love to engage with my community and hear some feedback from you guys. As I said, for now, I'd like to say take care. Have an amazing, amazing, amazing time right now. And it's potential mass adoption, guys. We're going to the moon. I told you, we're on our way. Thank you guys. Take care.